Tom mentioned that, yeah, he's helping people in Vermont, but he's dealing with maybe their relatives, their caregivers that are from all over the country. And it is almost like doing a DNA, ancestry.com meets Grubhub. I think that's what you do, right, Tom?
Very much so. We often get calls from out of state saying, I know my mom, my dad is home all alone, and he just told me on the phone that his dog needs some operation or some rabies, some shots or some nail clipping, but he can't afford the vet, so he's not doing it. So that actually became a launching point for us to expand our own services to see if not only could we provide food to homebound seniors with pets, could we also help them with the medical bills, the vet bills, and things like that? So that's a
Nice.
new area that we've launched into this year.
And on a broad scope, thank you to PetSmart Charities, right, Morgan? But what's happening? Give us kind of a national overview. What's happening with this added opportunity and with some of your participants?
So each program is different. I think most providers start providing pet food deliveries kind of as Tom shared, and then, typically in some fashion, there's an expansion of services, whether that be access to veterinary care, even grooming, emergency boarding, and dog walking as well. So there's a whole array of services that providers.
Say it again. Say the 4 areas. Go ahead.
So pet food and supply deliveries, access to veterinary care, grooming, emergency boarding. So if a client is going to the hospital or has an emergency where the pet needs to go receive care, and then dog walking as well.
Wow. Well, in my other role, I am actually the editor of the National Association of Professional Pet Sitters magazine. And so there's a lot of hardworking professional pet sitters out there all over the country that probably, I'm sure, have the same mission that you all are, making sure everybody's healthy and happy. So I'm really happy that you do those 4 things, which brings me to this. Have you scratched off the winning lotto ticket, Meals on Wheels America or Senior Solutions? I'm not thinking you did. So let's talk about on the national level, then in Vermont. How can people listening right now to stories about folks like, Carl and Foxy, how can people help out, Morgan?
It's a great question, and it's one that I get all the time. I think if you are listening to this and you are wanting to volunteer or provide services, would definitely encourage reaching out to your local program to let them know how you might be able to help, to really just extend a hand to see if they have a need, and just, again, how you can help them. And I'm sure that to many of them would be so grateful to hear from you.
Okay. How do we get those moolah and volunteers your way, Tom?
Well, again, they can go to our website. They can call our helpline and get connected with me. And I think what's important for people to know is that volunteers don't have to commit, everyday hours, and it becomes their life. I can use people 1 day a week, a half a day a week, 2 hours a month at their convenience, just to break down pet food. Or maybe I've got someone who's got a very large dog that we deliver a 50-pound sack of large dog food to. Well, I can't have some of my Meals on Wheels drivers, some of whom themselves are 60, 70, 80 years old, walk around with a sack of 50 pounds of dog food on the back.
Unless they're Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's like 72.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe once a month you can make that delivery for us. There's ways you can help that don't take a lot of your time and effort. It's easy.
So if somebody wants to deliver a meal to someone, what's the training process, and what are you looking for, I guess, in traits in that person who's going to be greeting somebody in their home?
Well, I know from our perspective, we have about 14 different meal sites. Each one trains their local drivers in the local operation. They do have a background check to make sure that they don't have a history of elder abuse or any type of abusive background. People I think intuitively understand that when you're delivering meals to someone at home, it is more than just here's your food. it's a wellness check. It's
Yes.
connecting with this person. It's making sure that, if you look in the door window and they're slumped over in their chair, you're calling 911.
Good.
So you're really connecting with this person on much more of a level than just dropping off a tray of food.
And I know we talked about the blizzard bags, but I forgot to ask you, you also have drive-throughs?
So again, each kind of delivery model can differ, especially for pet food. Some programs deliver it with the human meals separately and safely, but kind of in that same delivery. Some deliver it separately, but then one other process that some providers do is drive-through. So basically, where a client and some bring their pets with them can just drive through. I know this was pretty common during COVID to really keep
Oh, good
clients
point.
safe. And then the pet food is simply handed off to them. Anything else they might be picking up is just put in their car, loaded up, and then they're good to go. So it's a quick and easy way to kind of get food to a lot of clients at one touch point.
And I know we've got people we need to do that, but you need money. So talk about this. You are a nonprofit, right? Because you're a .org. Talk about that. If somebody won the lottery tomorrow, how can they help?
So, I know we talked a lot about our partnership with PetSmart Charities, so we're so grateful to be able to provide grants, and actually really exciting. This year, we're providing nearly $800,000 worth of grants to 93 Meals on Wheels programs. So, Tom is one
Nice.
of us this year, so really
Nice
excited
job, Tom.
about. But additionally, there's so many programs that would love to start these services and really expand the services they're providing. So I think if you are interested in donating, really just going to that mealsonwheelsamerica.org website and donating there. And Tom, I'll let you go next too.
Yeah, and congratulations, Tom.
Thank
Senior
you.
Solutions.
Thank you. I had mentioned earlier that we really got our kickstart with the 20,000 grant from Meals on Wheels America. I didn't mention, we also got a second grant from them just a few weeks ago for another
Awesome.
13,000. And what has also worked really well for us is that the Vermont Food Bank, which is a statewide nonprofit that provides food to food pantries, also gets pet food, and we get that from them for free. So in terms of our food
That's
costs,
a big expense. Boom, off
we
your
are
shoulders.
doing really, really well. And that's what has enabled us to expand into veterinary care and helping seniors with basic things like their shots and care for their pets. We need funds for that because that can dry up very quickly. Vet bills add up
That's
very
for
quickly.
sure.
And if anyone wins the lottery and wants to send it to Senior Solutions, memo in the check line, the Foxy Fund, I would be more than happy to receive that on their behalf.
It might happen. You don't know. You don't know. We've just got about a minute left. I can't believe the show's almost over. Miss Morgan, what is the biggest feel good do you get from your job? You could do anything in life. You look like a very competent person. You're here, you're helping Meals on Wheels America. What's the biggest joy, biggest kick you have in doing what you're doing?
That's a great question. I think it is just the daily stories that we hear of how these services help keep pets and people at home together, safe, comfortable, happy. I mean, it really is just such a perfect match. And programs do such an awesome job of providing services that are asked for and just really coming through day after day to provide these services. So I am happy in this job every single day.
And you're not homebound, but you do have a purr machine at home named Ollie. So you sort of can relate to these folks, right? When you come home from a long day, what do you think when you see Ollie?
He is 100% my best friend, and the human animal bond is such a strong thing, and it's so great to be able to see that through my own two eyes every single day. So I get it. I love him to death, and I'm just glad to have him.
And Tom, you're awesome. I understand, have 4 with one cat, another one coming on the way. How is this program and how are pets making you a better Tom?
Oh, I love my pets. We help seniors in many, many different ways. And you can give them 7 different types of assistance in 7 different programs. And what they talk to you about is their pet, is their kitty cat, what their dog did yesterday, what their cat did today. And I'm probably exactly the same way because I'm surrounded by these cats and I walk in the door and they're tangling my feet and sitting on my computer because they want my attention, not me looking at the screen. Um, and they require you to stop what you're doing and pay attention to them.
I
And
love it.
that's
I
a
love it.
good thing. It's good for health. It's good for everything.